I'm stuck with a decision. I faced with a situation to decide on committing with a good man, but with a different religion and tribe. What would you do? Is it worth a try? With tribe, I will tell you, go right ahead. Okay? If you found the good things in this person, and you really feel you love them, and you see that they love you, do not benchmark a marriage on how much you love a person. Benchmark a marriage on how much you love each other. Okay? Whether they reciprocate the love that you give. Not because you love them too much. Because I'm head over heels, so I am going to get married. No. Does he love you or does she love you? And does she love you haphazardly? Some of you are too nice that even when someone loves you a quarter way, you're thinking, that is enough. No. You need 100%. You even need someone at Chisusa to 120. Yeah. That is the love, Olija tekamu echisoko, and you're like, nchulira munda muli. So, religion. If it's between a Catholic and a Protestant, that is, kale yo Christians. That is good and what? And gooder. Okay? Now, guys, quote me right, okay? Because I don't fear making some of these statements because they will be liberating to some of us. Okay? If you are a Muslim and a Pentecostal, at your own risk. Wanji? At your own risk. Because let me tell you, both are extremists and both are fanatic. And guess what? They get fanatic and the more extreme, the more they grow. So, you promise yourself, I have a PhD, I'm a learned person, I'm a lawyer, I don't believe in those things. Me, I will not marry 4 wives. You know what? They're telling you all those things, the butterflies are still flying, love is still loving, And you give back to one child, you give back to the next, and his financial status, improves a bit, and shehinga mugamba, akasente katereddemu, wandifunyeyo haki ey'okubiri, kufula omusajja owaddala. So do you see? Now he thinks he's not omusajja owaddala. Why? Because he has influence, and influence in his respected religion. And it's written in the Quran. Like he has facts to back it up. And where he comes from, it was the same. You get it? So, chances are he's going to do it because it's the right thing to do. He's not going to do it, he's not going to do it thinking, let me torture her, let me offend her. No, he's doing it because it's the right thing to do for him. So, you're like, many of them have told me, yansubiza, yandayirira wano, nalayira, nakola chi. Right now, nkugamba, bwasubiza nalayira. When things change, you must be able to also go with the change. All right? So, even on the other side, because sometimes it's the good people that are oppressed, the Muslim, maybe he's the guy, and maybe he's the very understanding one. The woman goes to a Pentecostal church, and the pastor is like, you cannot be equally yoked with darkness. And all of a sudden, light does not mix with darkness. Because there are people who are extreme. There are some pastors, by the way, who will be very understanding, and he'll be like, when you behave in a good way as a woman, pray for your husband, chances are he's going to see the good in you, and you will maybe win him over to Christ. But there are those who will tell you, no, you cannot be equally yoked. And then you see how you go back home, and you put on Benny Hinn. When he comes and he wants to watch Salam TV, then he is like, but me, I'm still watching Benny Hinn or watching Joyce Meyer. Before you know it, when he comes, finds Joyce Meyer, he switches off the TV. So, like, you start having a battle at home, but you left the lovey-dovey season because love has phases. You went into the bargaining season. Kale, the bargaining season, you're like, some of you are bargaining before. This is a bargaining question. The love has been there, the butterflies are there, you crush on them, you love them, but you're like, now you're in the bargaining season. Now you're asking, will I tolerate? Will he tolerate? Will we thrive? Okay? So that is where I say, and I'm not telling you what to do, you decide for yourself, but I've seen that 97% of marriages that cross do not work. They separate after 2 children, they separate after 3 children, or 5 children, or 4 children. And because their foundation was shaky, because they did not foresee, and I will give you this example. Do you remember, the Bible readers, do you remember when Peter promised Jesus never to betray? I can never betray you. What happened when the cock? 3 times? He said, I don't know him. You get it? Now, I will tell you, because we have just talked about decision making. When Peter was saying, when he was promising never to betray, he actually meant it. I have no doubt, theologically, that he did not mean it. He meant it. Okay? But he did not have enough self-awareness to figure out what's going to come in the future, or he did not know that he didn't have enough commitment in him to stay the course should things turn the other way around, should pressure be applied. So some of us are not tested. We have not felt the pressure. We are making decisions out of love, but when the pressure comes, we flip. Do you understand what I'm saying? And the example I have used, I felt it was the closest example I could use. He made a decision. He had moved with Jesus. You remember the people were close to Jesus? Peter, who? Who and who? Like they were in a circle. They would go with him. So he would not mind about all other disciples. All other disciples, he would not even give them an explanation. This is the reason as to why I'm taking Peter. This is the reason as to why I'm taking John. This is not. He would not explain. Like they were his gangos. They were the inner circle. But he was not tried enough when he said, I will not betray you. Even when he cut off the ear of the man in the garden, as in Bambi, 100% he was for Jesus. But when the pressure came, Agamba, you're going to go on the same cross. Hey, he calculated the pain, calculated the cross, and the easiest words were, I don't know him. So even in marriage, when things get tough, people make decisions, the easiest decisions, and they refer back to who they were. Okay? So, while you still have love, all things can be, hugging and feeling, cuddling and feeling all warm. Believe me, that warmth is going to go away. When you get pregnant and have a round figure like Pippa, when you quarrel and your mouth goes the other way around, when you have one child and get the second child, and maybe you've gone through C-section and your stomach has a pouch and it is drooling. Hey, who knows that? And then they look and they will be like, I love the small cylinder, but this one has become what? Big what? If there is a tribe you're against and you have a bias about it, no one should talk you into it, okay? That is your personal decision. With religion, there is a problem, clearly a problem, because even Protestants and Catholics fail. Even Pentecostals and Catholics fail. Even Muslims and Catholics, or Muslims and Pentecostals fail all the time, okay? And someone will say, but I have this example of a marriage that has worked between a Muslim and a Pentecostal. I will say, you know what? Thank you, God. At least there is one out of 100 that has worked. But are you sure that yours is going to be one out of 100? Wanji? The probability is too high. The odds are against you. They are not for you, okay? So I would go very slow on the religion things. If someone can convert there and then, let them convert. And then give them time to even understand what they are converting to. Not to convert today and tomorrow you have a ring on your finger. Because it's possible they can convert because they want to please you. But when they get in there, they're like, me, to veil every day. With my hair that is flowing this side. When I want to do like this. Those things are not going to be possible. Oh, they're like, because do you see how they clap in church? So someone has converted because he wants you. After he gets you, he turns back to, and then you're like, ate away food day. Okay, guys, I love you, and I pray that we make sober decisions, the best decisions for our lives. When you're faced with a decision, think, find clarity, go through your conviction, know the choices that you are making, know that indecisiveness is not a place for anyone to be. It's out of fear, and it will not progress you, okay? And remember, my last statement on that is, if you ever make a wrong decision, our God is gracious enough that you will always have another chance, and you'll have wisdom to correct that decision and still move on with your life, okay?